people been complaining. There hasn't been a good animated cartoon in America in a good while. One that's so controversial, one that's just interesting, well animated, well voiced, a very interesting plot and a story, and it feels like a breath of fresh air. Because God knows Cartoon Network is not doing anything, nor is Nickelodeon or any other place. It's just been dead. Something that isn't too extreme like a Smiling Friends or anything like that, or it goes on like Rick and Morty. So I've been sitting there and then I saw on my X feed people talking about this peculiar series that came out. They dropped all the episodes. Dragon Strikers. Dragon Strikers. And very interesting. You watch the first episode and you hear this very good song. Like, oh, this is a catchy song. I like this song. And it's about this weird sport that's like soccer. Yes, it's a soccer cartoon, but with magic and stuff like that. And it's called Gorotama. And centers a boy named Key, a farm boy who wishes to become a Dragon Striker. He's a huge Dragon Striker fan. He knows all the players, all the strategies, every game that's ever been played. He's a huge super fan, but dreams of probably just a little being on the field. Little did he know, through a certain incident, he is now able to join the academy. And there he learns what he is meant to become, or what his mother was. Turns out his mom was a Dragon Striker, a very powerful Dragon Striker as well. And he inherit the same gift that she has. Or throughout time, was it a curse? Either way, this is a very, very interesting show. You know, it felt like a breath of fresh air. I just hate that it dropped all the first season all at once. But I guess that's what people are doing now these days. Then again, sometimes they do weekly, sometimes they don't. I know Vox Machina is dropping every 3 episodes per week and stuff, and that's crazy. But this one, nope, all of them. And it's 11 episodes, which feels weird. But Key goes to his academy where he joins a group of underdog friends and they forge their own team in order to prove their worth at the academy. Now, the main problem is that Key needs to learn to control his powers, let alone activate them. And also learning what it means to be a team. And proving being overconfident and being nice doesn't always help. You have to be understandable. Also have some distances between other teammates. He learns these things throughout the show, and it shows. And one thing I have to say is the character designs. The character designs in this show are wonderful. I love them very much. To the point where I wish that the show had more episodes. I know there's season 2 on the way, but I wish it had more episodes just for season 1. And I say that is because this could have been a bit more episodic, going against the other teams, having exhibition matches, practice matches, getting to explore the world more. You have this world where people have powers, and they're not allowed to use their powers outside, but they're only allowed to use their powers for this sports game, and only the sports game. There's also different kind of creatures here too, different kind of ecosystem that they're in. It makes you wonder, what is this world about? And I know it's focused only on the game, but it reminds me of another show called Droners, a show that no one really heard about that also had 2 seasons, and it was about a bunch of kids on this island who were using these drones and they're racing them through these interesting tracks. And as they were doing it, they realized that, well, you realize there's more to the story than the show that's on. You see wrecked ships, interesting destroyed monuments, and them talking about things that happened in the past that they're not really giving true explanation about, which really sucks. Like, yo, okay, the show's interesting, but I really want to know more about the world itself. So when you do every now and then see a show like this, it doesn't do that to you. I know Yohane as well also did the same thing as well. That Love Live Isekai did the same thing, and boy, was that very interesting. Now we're here again with the same thing. I know it keeps you wondering about the mystical world and everything like that, but I like some context, man. You have all these powers, but they're not used for war, they're not used for weapons. Somehow they're able to keep it contained only to a sports game. Your powers that be allow it to be just a sports game to use these powers and nowhere else. Maybe they do use these powers other places. Who knows? But they're not really explaining much about it, but I think that's for the best. It keeps you wondering about what's going to happen. Anyways, you see the powers that they have are called Tama. And each person has an individual Tama, different ones. One can stop time in a peculiar place. One spouts out jelly. One's able to do mirages. One is able to do fire, of course, water, polarity, all kinds of powers you can think of. And you have to use these powers to control the field and help out your teammates to reach the goal. So it's Super Mario Soccer. Super Mario Soccer. That's what it is. Or what it was called Mario Strikers back in the day. If you guys know, you know. And this is definitely something that piqued my interest. And watching it, I pretty much gobbled up the entire first season in 2 days. It would have been a whole day if I wasn't more busy, but that's how it was. And boy, oh boy, I wish there was more. It ends on a crazy cliffhanger that makes you want to go, whoa. And it leaves a lot of questions unanswered for the next season. It just sucks that it just went by. It was just like 3 days people were talking about this show all over the place. And then now it's just gone. No one's talking about it no more. That's one of the side effects of when you dump a show, especially a new show onto a platform and stuff without much heavy advertising. I see no advertising or marketing for the show whatsoever. And it's something that I'm seeing a lot lately in today's industries, whether it's video games, movies, TV shows, books, etc. I'm seeing a lot of this happening where people are doing poor marketing to their product. You know, you put some money into this project, whether you have faith in it or not. Give it a chance. Talk about it. Spread the word more and more, but they didn't do it. Give us snippets, clips, whatever you had to take to get this show on the road. I did not hear about the show until after it dropped, which I'm glad I was able to catch it just in time, but it felt like something I should have saw coming ahead of time, but it didn't happen. I know Netflix, with their anime, they have literally a channel called Netflix Anime. They drop trailers all the time, letting you know what's coming up and everything. I wish Disney, yes, Disney's a part of this, would do this. So you can't get the show on Disney Plus. It is also on Disney XD as well. So there's that. But like I said, poor advertising. I know what it's like on TV shows. I haven't really sat down and watched actual TV in a long time. Or every now and then where I'm like out of town on a vacation at a hotel or at someone else's house. But that's a very rarity for me because I'm always working. So thinking of that, it makes you wonder, what's next? You know, you were excited to see. You really love the characters, the designs, and of course the outro and intros are both amazing as well. It makes you want to crave for more. And so I cannot wait to see what happens next, you know. What happens to Key now that he's finally able to activate his powers? Now he needs to learn to control his powers. And he found out more about his mom as he trains more and more at his academy as well. And what's that little girl, the big glasses, what she's hiding? What is she up to as well? And who is going around stealing people's Tama? Who knows? We have to find out next season. But anyways, this is a must-watch, people. You have to watch this. This is great. It's creative. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It's well animated, well designed, well everything. So I'm not going to leave this video any longer. I said all I had to say, and I hope I was able to convince you just to give it at least an episode or two because it's worth it, and we need to support more stuff like this. People have been complaining about, oh, it's not enough, there's anything good. Well, here you go. Give it a try. The rest is up to you. So anyways, that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox. signing out.